name's Nicole. I'm a student physical therapist assistant at Kent State. And I wanted to talk today about the 5 communication variables in healthcare. They are empathy, control, trust, self-disclosure, and confirmation. Empathy is the process of observing the world from another person's point of view. Empathy can help our patients feel that they are understood, accepted, and have a sense of control over their circumstances. There is less misunderstandings with better accuracy of communication.
And now, Barack Obama speaks on the topic of negative effects of the empathy deficit in society.
When I see unfairness and injustice, and when I see misunderstanding or the enormous, what I call the empathy deficit that I think damages so much of our politics.
What is the empathy deficit?
The inability of people to stand in other folks' shoes.
Again, we will hear from Barack Obama, but now he will speak on the benefits of increasing empathy in society.
It is.
It really is.
And our common humanity can be obtained if we work for it. That it's not easy. It's not a matter of holding hands and singing Kumbaya. It's hard work to understand people who are not like you. It's hard work to be able to empathize with those who have different experiences and different values than you. But the work is worth it, because if you engage in that hard work, then in fact it turns out under the surface that people care about the same things, they have the same hopes, they have the same dreams, and ultimately that's going to be our salvation. That's going to be how we are able to live in this increasingly complex, fast-paced, and diverse world.
See the world through other people's eyes. Now, empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.
Empathy Cafe Organization is a group of people who get together and try to improve empathy in healthcare. Now we will hear the Empathy Cafe Organization speak on the deficit of empathy in healthcare.
We did sort of reach a conclusion that in a bureaucracy or in a large system, healthcare, there may be sort of built-in obstacles to empathy.
Well, you're just talking about systems, like where is there a lack of empathy? Is it the insurance company? Is it in the hospital? Is it the kind of care that we're providing? Is it the education that our physicians are receiving? You know, is it kind of, you can't really pin it down. It's the whole system.
Once more, we will hear from the Empathy Cafe Organization, but now they'll speak about examples of empathy in healthcare.
When my grandparents were dying, we had them at home, at their home, and there were caregivers who came that would take care of them, help us take care of them, and they just really cared for my grandparents. You know, when my grandparents died, they were personally affected. That's just how they connected with my grandparents.
Wow. I had been talking to this one lady who was in the administration there, and she didn't know that my mother had passed away, and she came up to me in the hall and she says, "Oh, about that point that you were making, we want to take care of that or something." And I said, "Well, it's not necessary anymore." And I didn't have to say anything else, and immediately she says, "I am so sorry." And she broke down and started crying. And it was like, all of a sudden, the hospital was showing some heart, some concern.
Self-disclosure is the communication process in which individuals communicate personal information, thoughts, and feelings to others. Our book states that increased amounts of self-disclosure are related to increased levels of mental health. Confirmation. Confirmation is communication that enables others to value themselves more fully as unique human beings. Our book states that confirming responses help to acknowledge and validate the other person's perspective and point of view.
Hello, Mr. Ponder. What brings you to see the doctor today?
Well, I've been having a problem, and I really don't know how to, me and my wife, we enjoy being intimate, and, you're a man, you understand these things.
No, I don't at all.
Well, I'm sort of having some problems with my sex life, and,
Oh, well, that's nothing to be concerned about.
well, it really makes me feel like I'm not really a man, and
What are you trying to say? Spit it out.
well, I just, I think I'm having some problems with ED.
Say ED?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not normal for men not to be able to have sex. You must feel like a loser. All right, well, just hang tight, and I'll go have the doctor come in a few minutes.
The patient is trying to disclose relevant information to the healthcare provider. The patient should not only be taken seriously, but encouraged to disclose all relevant information. Due to the healthcare provider not listening or confirming the patient's situation, he is showing a lack of acknowledgement and acceptance to the patient. The patient may now feel more uncertain of their illness and more helpless than before. Let's see that clip again, but this time have the healthcare provider encourage the patient to disclose all relevant information and also confirm them with giving them acknowledgement and acceptance.
Hello, Mr. Ponder. What brings you to the doctor today?
Well, me and my wife, we've always been having, intimate times together, but here lately, I've not been able to, well, you know what I mean.
I think I do. Are you experiencing problems with erectile dysfunction?
Yes. Getting old, that's for the birds.
I'm sure it feels that way sometimes, especially whenever it affects your relationship with your spouse. But you should know that a lot of men your age experience this, so you're not alone. And I think there's a good possibility the doctor can help you.
Really? You think so? That would be great. I mean, wow, that's a relief off my mind.
All right, well, you just hang tight now. He'll be in a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
That scenario was much better. See how the healthcare provider let the patient disclose all information and confirm them afterwards. Now we'll move on to control and trust.